Hi everyone, welcome to Papa Smith. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to give you a recap on MAFS season 14, episode 10. Listen. Over here, I like to start off with the couples. Let me start off this couple with Jasmina and Michael. It's no particular reason. I just like whichever one's on top of my head. Jasmina and Michael. Listen. Like I said, I like them individually, but together, whew, pretty much in this episode, Dr. Viviana came to find out, okay, intimacy wise, where are you guys at? And then she was asking them a question. Let me tell you something. This girl, when Dr. Viviana was here, she was like, well, we have a communication issue where he feel like he's always right. He doesn't know how to tone it down whatsoever. And then Dr. Viviana was like, hey, you guys need to learn how to hear each other out. Okay, not a problem. She gave them a suggestion to, okay, how about you guys write it down in a journal, express how you guys feel. Okay, not a problem. So the next thing we saw of them was they sat down, they spoke about it. They was talking about, okay, Michael's okay, since the assignment Dr. Fiona has for us to write a journal. This is Miss Jasmina. Well, I don't wanna do a journal. If you wanna do a journal, it's fine. But me personally, I tell you I tell you how it is, and then that's what it is. I don't need to write my feelings down because I already expressed to how I feel. And then she kept interrupting him every time he would say something. She interrupted. She's like, "Well, you always told me da da da," and then she had to like go outside. She's like, I'm so frustrated because what she said, she's like, behind closed door, we have no communication whatsoever. But now he wanna be all about communication. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, what is going on? I feel like they both are at fault. But the version we're getting on TV, Jasmina is coming out looking like the wrong one. I don't know how to say better than anything. I feel like their personality is way too strong for each other. And then, oh yeah, I did forget that when Dr. Viviana came, she asked both of them, but I only recall Jasmina respond. She's like, okay, how do you know intimacy wise you're ready to be intimate? Jasmine was like, well, to me, it's all about emotionally, and if I can't get that, I can't. And she was like, listen, if my vagina ain't one for you, that's it. This is not verbatim exactly what was said, but it's just like, I'm like, wait, hold on. You said emotion, that's a key point for you to get to the intimacy wise, but at the same time, it's not connecting well for you and Michael. I'm like, Jasmine, girl, why don't you just like, listen, Michael, it's been a fun run. I'm tired of pretending. Let's just call it what it is and just call it. I don't know if they say that to each other behind closed door, whatever the case, but I don't think so. It's just a lot with them too. But anyway, anyhow, Dr. Vivian sent them on on this intimacy yoga where they're able to. It's just like last week where Jasmina, producers, has suggested that they get closed door yoga, so they did the same thing this time. And then Miss Katina was like where they had to like get very close, intimate, and hear each other heartbeat and stuff. And then afterward they asked each other question, and if the question was like the response, they felt like the response was true, they will feed the partners. Listen, to me, Michael looked like he was scared. Like the first, I do not remember exactly what the question was. It was the first question she answered. He said, okay, she was being truthful, but like he was so like nervous about feeding. I'm like, this is supposed to be a more intimate kind of sexual, but I guess it wasn't. But it was a pretty like moment where at the end, Jasmina just she's like, Michael gotta trust me, and then put whipped cream in his mouth, and she literally almost bust out her choke button on the whipped cream. And Michael was like, what you trying to do? What you trying? This is not it. So I did find that light moment with them. Also, we did see a scene where they was in the bedroom, and then Michael was brushing his beard, and then Jasmina was like, oh, let me do it for you. And I felt like that was really close because she did say on her confessional. This is why I say what I say with Jasmina, because her confessional give it all for me. She was like, I haven't felt any spark besides the wedding. This is the first time, the yoga moment, that she experienced spark with it. I'm like, and her face was like this. Listen, I'm telling you, this girl is her confessional. Her face expression tell it all for me. I might be off, but that's just my perspective, how I look at it. It's just, nah, ain't that for me. Ain't that for me, but I don't know what you guys think. But me personally, I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to say this is how she is in real life, because I don't know the girl to say that. It's just on the show. She look like she nonsense, like, listen here, I'm not here for it, and that's it. And I don't know if Michael is not really being his authentic self. He's presenting his representative is there, because Jasmine is saying that, she keeps saying that shows after shows, episodes after episodes, like, hey, behind closed door, we had no communication. Once the camera's gone, there's no communication. So I'm like, so where's the disconnect here? Like, on screen, Michael seems very controlled. He get a little spicy at times, get a little agitated, but he still maintain a level of respect. Where Jasmina is not showing that. We're not seeing that with Jasmine. So I'm like, editors, what you guys doing here? Like, but that's not here or there.
I do recall doing the yoga exercise Michael and Jasmina was doing. The first question that Michael asked her was like, "Are you 100%? Do you feel like you've been vulnerable? You've been 100% vulnerable?" And she said, "No, she hasn't. She still has her guard up." And I was like, "Girl, hallelujah." Because you've been making it seem like you've been giving you 100%, and then Michael is just not. Michael toying with you, and I'm like, whew, that one I did appreciate the fact that she was honest about that aspect. I just need her to be a little more honest, more forthright about her feelings, besides giving facial expression, besides interrupting the man and be like, hey, your tone is what's bothering me, not realizing that. But she did admit towards the end that, yeah, she does have a tendency of interrupting him.
Next couple we're gonna go is Olajuwon and Katina. I'm gonna listen here. I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, Olajuwon is this. Why is he listen?" Like I said in my last video, is his tone wrong? Yes. Is his delivery wrong? Yes. Which he admitted when Dr. Vivian came, he did experience like, listen, my delivery is wrong, my tone is wrong. It's just that's how I feel. I just want to be like, can we just be like, okay, yes, your delivery is wrong. You should never talk to her in that tone, in that way. That's what Katina said, was like, listen, is the fact that his tone is just what irritated her the most, and also the fact that, and he keep bringing her insecurities. And I feel like Katina does a lot to protect Olajuwon on the show, because a lot of things she really keep it close in. She don't really say much about Olajuwon. She keep it to herself. And the fact that Olajuwon is willing to sit there and let it all out, I was like, ooh, okay. So pretty much, Dr. Viviana was like, your wife description, what you for her cook and clean and look after is not what a wife description is. Like, well, that's what I want from. And then he was like, what is that? The way you're talking to her, that's not what all marriage is about, is cooking and cleaning. And he was like, listen, Dr. Viviana, you're not listening. What it is that it's just that I come home and when I come home. No, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. Dr. Viviana was like, so Olajuwon, cooking and cleaning and your wife clean after you and stuff like that is not a definition of a wife. He's like, listen, that's what I want for my wife. But the thing is, it's more than that. And he's like, the reason why I lash out is because she's not being. He's saying that, Olajuwon's saying that Katina is not being vulnerable to him. So in a sense, like the fact that he sees she's not being uh, she's not letting her guard down. He feel like the only way he could express his thought to her is just lashing out, which is not really a good thing. But that's not for me to judge. It's just like, I guess it's a better way of communicating that. I guess he doesn't know. We all don't know. A lot of you guys want to act like, well, I wouldn't talk to my partner like that. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I'm like, no. A lot of us does the same thing. Stop acting like, oh, you guys are almighty and act like you guys don't talk to your partner the same way. We all been there. Even me at times, there's certain things I know I have an attitude about, but we have to admit there's, whether men and women, we have to admit when we feel some type of, especially when we're not receiving what we want from our partners, we will go below the belt or we will say things that will be not so nice. Does that make it right? No, it doesn't. But that's how your partner will feel. So that's my thinking when it came to Elijah. That's why I'm not gonna be like everybody, like, well, Elijah, is he this type of guy? Like, listen, you're not gonna sit here and make assumption about person character based on a TV show that is being highly edited because, oh, that's what the perception they want you to show you. And I'm so sorry. I don't know Katina from a nothing, but I am sure this girl is not going to allow Elijah to talk to her any type of way, especially on TV. Yeah, he could express how he feel, but there's certain way I'm sure she would never allow him to say to her, whether it's on screen or off, no, off camera. So people like Katina doesn't look like that girl that's gonna be submissive and be like, yes, daddy, Like you guys act like that's how they. No, Katina's. I don't listen. I'm just making an assumption. I don't think she's like that. So me, I'm not gonna go all jump on the boat and be like, Elijah, you're a piece of. So we're gonna sit here and say the man is this. This is why I don't want to judge the other cast members because I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, that's who you are in real life. But based on what we see, it's not looking good for you, Elijah. It's just you have to find a different. I get the message, what you're saying, the way, and the fact that you articulate to Dr. Viviana the reason why you felt like that. Was it right? No, it's because of the fact that you felt like, hey, emotionally she's not being there, or she's not letting me in. So after that incident, Dr. Viviana was like, okay, well, try to find a better way to express yourself, Olajuwon, and then continue. You need to let your wall down. Okay, that's diggity fine. So the next thing we saw of them was together where she did a movie night where she tried to be a little more softer. She was trying to show Elijah on her softer side. So she planned out this movie night where, because Elijah love movie night. That's one thing he expresses according to her. He wanted, so she got candy and decorated the apartment. They had a movie night. He was so genuinely nice about it, and the fact that she went out her way to do that. He said she spoke about the fact that he really appreciated that show, that she's little by little she let her wall down, and he really appreciated it, and she really enjoyed that. That was the next thing we saw. The next thing we saw after that was when one of the assignment they gave was they had candies with role plays, questionnaires and stuff. It's like kinky, but I'm like, on camera, okay, all right, okay. So they had to like ask each other questions, and they had ball gag. They had little lingerie type of things, and they had to do body shots on each other. So and they had to give each other massages. So it was very intimate. It was they both like enjoyed that, and then both Elijah and Katina was like, oh my God. Elijah knows that I feel like she's getting closer to me, and Katina was like, this is what I feel like I'm letting my wall down. And I really did love that, because I really do like them together. It's just Elijah one. I'm not gonna say it's not making an excuse for you. I know you have the potential to do it, but buddy, don't scream, Elijah one. Your tone, your delivery is not nice. You understand? It's like, ain't cutting it. But that's it for that scene. Well, Olajuwon and Katina. The next couple we're gonna.
I don't know about you, but me personally, there was this question in particular Dr. V asked Olajuwon and Katina, was like, what would you guys change about each other physically? Or what would be one thing you guys would change about each other physically? I'm like, what, Dr. Viviana? What you said? You know they don't have an issue physical attraction. Why would you say if Elijah could change one thing, what would it be about Katina? Or if Katina could change one thing about Elijah, what would she change about him? I'm like, I don't recall that because I remember other couples, it was similar, but it wasn't the exact one. I'm like, what are you like? This is not making sense for me. What are you starting? What are you trying to start like for this particular question? You already know Elijah has his tendency, his picture preference, how he feel like Katina needs to perform as a wife for him. And now you're gonna sit here, oh, physically she's not what, if he felt like she's not what he needs. Oh my god.
Talk about is, let's go with Noy and Steve. I barely seen this couple. I really know. Oh my god, this couple. I feel like they're just letting everything fall under the rug. It's like kumbaya. I'm like, okay, let your kumbaya go on. All right, so what we saw was Dr. Viviana came to visit Noy and Steve. Dr. Viviana was asking them, okay, intimacy wise, what you guys intimacy level is, and then Noah was like, listen, and what are you afraid of? Noah was like, listen, I don't want to be the only breadwinner. I'm not trying to be the only breadwinner. He needs to have a job, and then we need to do this. And then Steve was like, listen here, who cooks and clean while you working? I'm like, geez, Steve. It's like, geez, Steve. I'm like, so it's such a big issue. It's like, I was like, okay. Then there was like, and then that was the only really scene I can remember of when Dr. Viviana came to visit. Also, the next thing we saw with Steve and Noah was that one of their assignment was, theirs was questioning. It was no kinky stuff, no player role, and nothing like that. It was just question they had to answer with each other. It was intimacy. There was like, they asked Steve, what role, what sex scene do you want to do with your wife? He was like, oh, I want to take a shower and clean you off and stuff. No, hook up a shower. So he basically just want to sit here and wash your dead body. I was like, girl, what you doing? Also, one of the shower we seen was they had to take a body shot. One of the questions was a body shot. And then it was like, what is a body shot? I'm like, no, I literally, this was my first question. I was like, no, really, you don't know what a body shot? She's like, I don't know what a body shot, I never did that before. And Steve thought the sentence, like, she know what a body shot, she just trying to be coy with it. I was like, yeah, you know. Because you said, what is it? Was it noisy? Is your alter ego? And you tell me you don't know what a body shot is? You may never done a body shot? Or somebody never done a body shot to you, but you don't know what a body shot is? You have an alter ego doing? Okay, girl, all right. Hey, that's what you say. I'm gonna go with it. Your husband don't believe it. I know, but that's not here and there. That's not here and there, okay? What else happened with these? So that's all I could think. Oh yeah, also when they had to write down a list of what are they afraid of. Noah was like afraid of this not working. Steve practically said almost the same thing, and also the fact that might not be the fact that their communication level might cause this not to work, so they had to put the notes together and burn it. And so that's pretty much with this couple that I could think of on top of my head. The last thing I would say from this whole exercise for Noah and Steve, I take is that if they do not work out, it will be two things. First, Noah will be financial homegirls. Like, listen here, I'm not about that life where we have to financially, I'm responsible for both of us. Like, oh my god, wait, hey, that's what you want, that's fine. And I appreciate that. Listen, that's not what I want. You need to pull up your weight financially. And then Steve was like, listen, am I not pulling my weight financially? Yeah, but she's like, later on. For now you can, but later on. And I was like, yes, girl. So, and Steve feels some type of way. And for Steve, also the fact that he feel like, listen, yes, I'm not working 9 to 5 like you want me to, but appreciate the fact that I cook, I clean, I do everything else in the house besides I clock in somebody's job. What more do you want from me, girl? That's the only thing I feel like that's like the biggest hiccup besides the children, honestly. Last couple we have is Lindsay and Mark. Lindsay and Mark. Listen. Lindsay, this girl is lethal. I don't mind saying whatever it is. I'm very sympathetic to say what you gotta say. It's just your mannerism. It's just how you you expressed it to me, and this, she got no filter. She really got no filter for me. But anyway, anyhow, Lindsay and Mark, Dr. Viviana came to visit them. She was like, okay, guys, what's going on? How's everything? This girl was like, dead. She was, oh, I'm sorry, before then, she was talking to her friend. And then her friend was like, okay, how's everyone doing? She's like, not good. She's like, listen, for the past 14 days, we haven't had any sex. And we only had sex pretty much like the first week. And she tried, but on national TV, she was like, well, she was like, oh, the last time, the day before, he practically woke her up and then will take her clothes off and they had a quickie. I'm like, oh my God. There's so many behind the scenes dig this girl says to this man about this man. It's like, yo, girl, okay, but whatever. So pretty much she based it to her friend, like, her friend's like, listen, I know intimacy, sex-wise is really important to you. How you gonna be able to do it? She's like, listen, I don't know. So Dr. Viviana came and visited them. She was like, okay, what's going on, guys? What's the disconnect? I thought you guys would be clicking. I think you guys would be demolishing me by now. She's like, listen, he's off and on. 1 minute he's cold, 1 minute he's hot. I can't deal with that. Intimacy, I said, listen, is non-existent. And then basically Dr. Viviana was like, listen, hear what he's saying. Basically what Pastor Kyle was telling her. Hear what he's saying. Watch how you talk to the man. Basically, that's what Dr. Viviana was telling Lindsay. Mark has his fault, but that's what her. But it seems like, girl, you still not listening. That's what Dr. Pastor Kyle told you. You still not hearing. Hear what he says. Hush and listen. She still don't get it. So for their part, they had an assignment where the same role play with the questionnaire. Oh, their scene was gut-wrenching for me. Mark did not want to put the ball gag. He should have opened it. It's trying to be playful back to the time. You could tell Mark was not comfortable. Mark is like, listen, I ain't about that life. And Liz was like, yes, let's go, bring it on. I like the fact that she's very out there, outgoing. She's willing, spontaneous. She wants to try things. It's just, I guess, when she's, like she said, she was like, listen, when I'm not getting it, I'm a different attitude, but when I'm getting it, she a whole different mood. I'm like, I know, I could tell that. I already said that on my last previous video. Like, you ain't getting none. You're gonna act some type of way. But the couple did have a boys and night out and a girls night out. The boys went ice hockey, and then the girls went to this yoga lounge linens where they was roping upside down and stuff like that. Plus, they was asking each other questions. And then one of the key thing I caught from that was it was like, okay, we only seen Mark, Elijah, and Michael already. It was like, okay, from a 1 to 10, what you guys will say? Mark said, I'll say 8 or 9, because she's here for me, she helped me. But emotionally, she's like a 6. And then Elijah was like, we're like an 8. Last week was better. And Michael said it was 7. And then Elijah was like, well, if it was like a 2 or 1, I would not be here and stuff. And when they went to, I guess they was doing their own rating too, the girls, I only heard and saw Jasmina. So I was like, I'm not going to give it any ratings because there's nothing there to rate. I'm like, okay. But one key thing I want to say is about that scene. They was asking, what's her name, Lindsay, some question. The accent is, so what do you think about talking about all of this night, the cockroaches in there, which is Alyssa, and then she was like being her person, listen, I'm used to dealing with some sophisticated men, some men that know what they go-getters and stuff. I'm like, so what you trying to say about Mark? She's like, listen, they have ambitions and stuff. I'm like, Lindsay, what? Do you understand? If you guys work out this, they're gonna see. Yes, you're saying he's driven, but he's not there. So are you contradicting yourself, girl? I'm like, laws, man. I'm like, laws. I'm mind-boggling. Certain things that come out of your mouth. But listen, thank God the after party came right after, because I was sick of staying home late night at 11 o'clock for you guys to give the after party. We had Elijah, Lindsay, and what's his name? Kevin on stage, Fedric. They was on the scene. Katina, she checked out a lot. Like, listen, your wife is not all about cooking clean. Why you have to talk to her? She's like, listen, what you don't understand, there's behind closed door. There's a side of Katina you guys don't see. She's not about that life. It's all about this and that. I was like, okay, trust me, I kind of figured that out. And then they was pretty much asking Lindsay her thoughts. She was like, listen, the man is just saying put it. I'm like, Lindsay, girl, like, shows. We know you like. I personally, I feel like you're not there yet. You have your ups and downs, but it's not a place and time. This girl dropped a bombshell. She was like, well, this is why. Come to find out, Alyssa always is hanging out at their house. Oh, I guess the rest of she's gonna be at Katina, Elijah one, and Michael and what's her name, Michael and Jasmina house. Supposedly she's always at the building and hanging out and stuff. Or supposedly Mark is DMing her, messaging on Instagram, checking on her, and then Lindsay, baby girl, does not like that, which I understand because at the end of the day, if my wife feels some type of way about someone, I'm gonna feel some type of, but I'm like, you guys are strangers in a sense. It's like, okay, but okay, that's kind of just. Listen, that's all I really have for this week episode. If I miss anything, let me guys know what I missed, what you guys think of this week episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. See you guys next time. Bye.